Good morning. Dan's got the fuel trailer out for me, loading it up already. I brought my Chevy truck because I was going to hook it up to that and take it. That's fine. So we'll wait for that to get full, and then we're going to go finish ripping corn stubble or bean stubble, wheat stubble. All right, let's head out. Fuel trailer. I didn't put all full 590 gallons in, but we put 500 in or a little bit more. Should be plenty of fuel to finish everything down there. Should get an earlier start today than we did yesterday because it's a little after 8 now and we're just leaving. But yesterday we had to drive the tractor down there and it was 10:30 before we actually got to the field. So hopefully it'll be a little earlier night tonight than last night was. Well, we made it down here. Get our fuel pumping here, check out our ripper, get the tractor started up, make sure everything is good to go for the day. Other than that square blade, everything looks okay. Points are all good. They're definitely got some wear to them, but they got plenty of life left to finish. Check the oil on the tractor over here. Hopefully last day today. Let's see how our tractor runs. Looks good. Brr! It's chilly. Get the heat on here and the heated seat. Well, not only is today the last day of tillage, we're also going to hit 4,000 hours on the tractor today. See how everything runs. Hopefully all is well. I did talk to the mechanic or the tech that has been working on this tractor this morning on the way down here, just because I wanted to ask him about where he wanted me to leave this tractor, you know, when we're done with it, right? So, and by what I mean by that is, like, it seems like they can only work on it when the codes are active, or diagnose stuff a little bit more so when the codes are active. So if it's not calling for a regen when we're done, it'll be hard for them to do much until we run it enough to make it do another regen. And so I can actually go in and disable it from doing an automatic one that would let it, you know, plug the filter up a little bit more, which, as long as we can keep running and get done, that's okay, assuming that you know, like I said, that we can get done. But if it would leave it where they could diagnose stuff and work on it when we're done, do something. If it wants to regen within an hour or two of us finishing, we'll probably disable it. If it wants to do it this morning, which it shouldn't because it just did one last night, we might be able to just let it run this morning and then it'll be close enough or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But hopefully we don't have to have any issues today. Full of fuel, 310 gallons or something, which we did 145 acres yesterday. But we also had to drive down here. So it's around $2 or 2 gallons an acre in fuel. Could be a touch over that, 2.1 maybe, but it did cost some fuel to get here as well. So I don't know how much, but yeah, that's about what we got into it. So we got $5-6 an acre in fuel cost. That's not horrible. And then it's just other equipment costs. So we have got this field. There's 15 acres across the road, 13, I don't remember. And then 65 acres across there. This one's got 60. So about 140-ish to go today, which we did 145 yesterday. So it's a little bit less than we did yesterday. Plus, it's 9:06. So we're starting at 9 o'clock instead of 10:30 like we did yesterday. So should go a little faster and get done a little earlier than what we did last night. But I didn't get home till 11:30 last night, so that's okay. I would like to be home earlier. Making progress here. You know, yesterday we ran almost all day. It never had a rock plug up our closing baskets. It's happened to me a couple of times now today. This is the second time I've had to get out because I couldn't make the dang thing shake out. Right there. That little rock right there. put this one next to this tar-coated electric right there. Okay, keep her moving. When we were down here spreading the fertilizer, I remember thinking there was a lot of people out working in the fields yet and doing stuff. There's been nobody down here now. Everybody is done except for there's the retailer out spreading some fertilizer. So I guess I'm not totally last, but yeah, we're pretty much the tail end of it down here. Everybody has got all their tillage and harvested done and wrapped up. So it's okay. We're almost done too. All right, well, we're moving across the field here. We're down to just about the wedge and the end rows, so that's good. It's about 1:15. Probably be about 2 o'clock when we're done here. And then I'm gonna take the truck and go grab some food. Won't be quite half of what we've got today, but we're gonna jump across the road and do this little field we've got over here because I don't want to do that one in the dark. I would rather get that one done while we still got some daylight, and then we can go back on the other side of the trees over here and finish that one up later this evening. But yeah, going pretty well. Let's see, what time did we start? 9 o'clock? Yeah, it was right after 9. So 3, 4 hours, 5 hours to do 60 acres. That's about right. I've gotten a fair bit of comments on yesterday's video and all these videos about this tractor and the problems that we've been having and stuff. And you know, yeah, I appreciate everybody's input or opinions and whatever and stuff. But the one that I get a lot is that, you know, just trade it, time to buy a new one, all that. And while I've thrown that out there as well, that I would like to trade it and get a new one, there's a reason why we don't just do that, right? Like, we tend to hold on to equipment longer than a lot of farms. But I was looking at some numbers. I thought I would share some with you because it'll kind of help explain, you know, why we don't just buy new equipment all the time if you're not familiar with stuff. So I don't know exactly what this tractor is worth. This is a 2014 9510R. We're going to turn 4,000 hours in a couple hours here on it. And overall, it's been a pretty good tractor. Yeah, we've got some issues right now, but we're getting them fixed. And we would fix it before we trade it or do anything with it anyway, because I'm not just going to pawn my problems off onto somebody else. Like, we aren't going to do that. So what's it worth? 200,000 might be on the high side. 180 maybe. I think it's worth more than 150,000, but somewhere in that ballpark of 150 to 200,000 seems fairly reasonable. You can find ones that are comparable to this on dealer lots for quite a bit more than that. I can find other ones that are not on dealer lots, that are on a equipment jockey or something's lot within the range that I'm thinking. The equipment dealers are so out of touch right now with equipment prices that doesn't matter what they say, your tractors aren't worth what they think theirs are, because they aren't going to sell for that. So even where you can find some of them listed for 240, 250, light tractors comparable to this one, they're not worth that. So that's what I think ours is worth. So what's a new one cost? And I know we don't have to buy new, but let's just, the word new gets floated out there a lot. What's a new one cost? Well, I got on my iPad here and I went to John Deere's website. Because on John Deere's website, you can go to their configurator tool and build your own. Configure it exactly how you want to. And, it just disappeared on me. Really? You're going to make me start over? Okay, I got to redo this. I had it all loaded here and then it's going to make me restart. Let me build it, and then I'll show you, and we can compare. Actually, we can do this together. Let's do it together. Agriculture. Hang on. All right, so we're on, it's loading, the John Deere Build Your Own page. And the comparable new model to what we have now, this is a 9510R. It would be a 9R 540. Where does it say that? Right there. 9R 540, and you can see the base list price right there. $685,405. That's the base list price. Now that doesn't include any of the options and features and stuff that this tractor has, and that we would order on a new one if we were going to order and buy a new tractor. So things like Comfort and convenience package. We would get the ultimate package that has the upgraded cab, seat, all of that. Active seat. Yep, we would get the active seat. Premium or ultimate visibility. Ultimate visibility gives you extra lighting. We work at night a lot. We always get the best light package that you can get. Those might seem extravagant options. They're not. They're things that are on most tractors that get sold, or most used ones that I look at anyway. Display. G5 Plus monitor with or without the extended monitor. I'll say no extended monitor. It's a tillage tractor. We really don't need it. It's a nice to have thing, something you can add later. Renewable license. We'll leave the renewable licenses off. Starfire receiver. Yes, we want an integrated Starfire receiver. It's base equipment anyway. We'll just go SF1. We don't even need the RTK license with it, because we really don't need RTK for tillage work, right? So that's base. Active command steering or hydraulic power steering. I would probably get the active command. I don't know how necessary that is. The 8R has it and it's super nice. Single or dual hydraulic pump. If we were running an air seeder, you would need a dual hydraulic pump. We're not. We don't need that. We do, however, want at least 5 outlets, hydraulic outlets on the back of the tractor. So we're going to put 5 on there. In order to get 6, you have to go to the dual hydraulic pumps. And we don't have any tillage equipment that has 6 outlets, although this ripper has 5. So PTO, no. Rear hitch, meaning a 3-point hitch. No. Axles, do you want axle flats? I don't know what that means. What that's for, certain tire configuration maybe. Hydro cushion suspension. You want a suspended axle on a tractor. This one doesn't have that because it wasn't an option. If we're buying a new one, it would have it. Alright, wheels and tires. This tractor has 800 LSW, 870 R38 LSWs. That's probably what we would get again. We could get upgraded tires. We could get VF that are very flexible, so you can run lower pressures. It's a $40,000 option. This is not a tracked machine. We're going tires. And we're just going to leave the base 800s that are comparable to what we have now. Tire brand preference. Well, we've got Michelin's on here, but we'll go ahead and say no, there's no brand preference. Alright, next we go to attachments. Fuel water separator. We'll say no, we don't have that on this one. Foot pedal accelerator. Don't really need that. Foot pedal decelerator. This tractor has one. I don't really ever use it. We'll leave it off. Dual beam radar. Don't need that. Backup alarm. Don't need that. Rear window tint. Don't need that. Electrical. Heavy duty alternator. Don't really need that. Rear implement Ethernet autonomy ready. Well, the autonomy ready comes in the base package. The rear implement Ethernet switch is $2,400 that right now we have no use for. We'll leave it off. Greasable steering cylinder pins. Yes, we want those. Auxiliary hydraulic connections. Don't need those. Heavy duty frame with tapered roller bearing grudgeon. Basically the pivot in the tractor. Applications where the hitch will be used for deep ripping, which heavy draft loads. Yes, we want that. Tow cable. We're going to put that on too. Alright. I got to turn around. Ballast packages. Let's talk about weights. What do we need for weights on a heavy tractor like this? Now, we did not add all of our extra weight that we have for this tractor this fall because I didn't feel like we needed them. And we've been pretty good without it. The last few days when things have been a little slippier, I thought, a little added weight would help, but it's not power hopping. We haven't needed it. And we didn't need it when it was super dry earlier this fall. But we still have a bunch of weight on this tractor. There's a 1,400 pound weight inside this, all 4 corners and the tires, or inside the rims on the inner tire. And then we have our 450 pound weight on the outside on the rear axle. So we'll just match that. Don't need a front weight support, but we want 1 pair, 1,367 pound weights on the front axle, 1 pair of where's it at? For the rear axle, we want the same plus starter weights, 1 pair of weights. Okay, now we have a conflict. What's my conflict? The tires. Who doesn't like my tire choice? Hold on. Alright. Well, for whatever reason, it won't let me add those outside wear weights, but we got the 4 heavy ones all the way around. Okay, next, summary. Alright, here's our new total. $739,408. $739,000. Now, I know that they're never actually going to charge that price. I don't know what the dealer discount is right now. We haven't priced anything new for a while. I always used to figure 20%. Now, that may not be a real thing anymore, but let's just type in, we're going to round up to 740,000. 740,000 times 0.8. Say we get a 20% discount. I don't know if you can actually get 20%, but let's say you can. That means that brand new tractor from the dealer is going to cost us $592,000. That's about a $600,000 tractor. That's a nice tractor, but it's a $600,000 tractor. And it's basically replacing exactly what we have. Yes, it's newer, it's got some new technology, but it's not really a ton bigger, and it's still on wheels and not tracks. If our tractor was worth $200,000, we're still looking at a $400,000 trade difference. That is a lot of money. A lot of money, right? Now, what if we wanted to go to instead of saying we're just going to directly replace what we've got, we want to get something better that fits the operation better, that's more what we want. Things like quad track or 4-track and 9RX. Things like more horsepower, because we could use a little bit more horsepower pulling this ripper. It pulls it, but it's not ideal. More power would be better. What if we wanted to price, say, a 9RX 640? How much would that one cost? Well, I'm going to go through and build it and just show you the numbers. Okay, you ready for this? You ready for this? Oh my goodness. Alright, so a 9RX 640 tractor, basically set up the same way we just did that other one, except for with the tracks instead of tires, and a couple other little things, like I put the rear Ethernet connector on because we're going to buy that tractor, going to have it for a long time, and autonomous ready and everything would be a good idea. 36-inch tracks, but no weights, because I don't think you really need weights with a tractor like that. List price, $1,038,664. That's a lot. Now, if you multiply that number by 80%, 0.8, nope, times 0.8, that's an $830,000 tractor. Now you're looking at over $600,000, almost $650,000 trade difference from what we've got. That's not real feasible. Yeah, we're not doing that. Not doing that. So it makes sense for us to fix what we've got, and if it's reliable, keep running it until we get to that point where it's like, okay, now we really need to upgrade tractors because we need the power, we need whatever, we're in a position to do it. It's our biggest need, not our most current need. And right now, it's the current need because we're using it and things keep breaking. It's not the thing that coming into fall we thought, hey, this is what we need to upgrade the most. It's not where I would want to spend a bunch of money if I don't have to spend a bunch of money on it. So that's why a new tractor is unlikely to happen. There is a more likely scenario where maybe we trade it for something with 2,000 hours on it or 1,500 hours on it that's not new, but is newer than what we've got. But you've got to find that deal, and then are you just trading one set of problems for another one? I don't know. But that's the economics on new tractor. They're not pretty. Now, of course, there are other brands. We don't have to buy John Deere. I would make the argument that our dealer support on the Deere side is so much better than the other brands in the area that that's not a good option, because I know some of you don't believe it, but the red ones and the Fendt ones break down too, and you got to have somebody that can fix it and knows how to. Plus, I don't know anything about those tractors, so it'd be harder for me to do anything to them. And our green auto steer and GPS stuff is awfully nice, and we all know how to run it, so that would be a problem. But it's not impossible. The other thing though is I highly doubt that any of those other brands are significantly cheaper. On a tractor this size and this scope that we just priced out from John Deere, maybe you're gonna save $50,000. I doubt it's $100,000. I have no idea. I've never priced one. I couldn't tell you for sure. But would there be some savings? Yes. Does it drastically change the economic picture and the farm economy and the way things are right now? Nope, sure doesn't. They're still expensive. All right, we're wrapping up this edge of the field here, and I got some end rows to do there, and then we're gonna go eat. I got the question, does everybody run a disc ripper or rip their ground down around us? And the answer is, well, yeah, actually everybody does. That they put hog manure on and then ran a ripper through it. Most everybody is running something like this, or a chisel plow or something on their bean stubble or wheat stubble that's going to get planted to corn next year. A lot of guys down here at Berkey, where the ground is nice and flat, actually worked it down this fall. They got into it early enough and they were dry enough. They ran a field cultivator or a Landall disc or something over it to smooth it up, so it'll just plant it in the spring. We aren't going to get that done. We haven't done that for a while, but it's not a bad way to do things. This one here, the neighbor got way over onto our side, and the hog manure guys, who are not the same people that farm that, they got way over onto our side, but then they didn't chisel up to the edge, so I don't know. We're leaving a little pass in between us, but the electric pole down there is not the property line. The line is on the other side of the road where the fence row is, so it's kind of confusing sometimes. It's fine. There's a post in this corner by the trees up here. Here's our little field. 15 acres. Yep, 15. This one won't take too long. A little over an hour. Here it comes. 4,000. I got a 6-minute window to catch it. There it is. 4,000 hours. So we got this tractor in the summer, I guess we'll call it, late spring of 2014. I actually went out to the factory, watched them build it. My name is written underneath the rear panel here that I signed at the factory as we watched it being made. My uncle drove it off the line and started it up the first time. Like that, this tractor's been around for a while. It's been a pretty cool thing to have. And we got it after spring field work in 2014, so we did not use it that spring. Fall of 14 or late summer was when we first started using it. So let's see, it's 2024, so that's 10 and a half years now, or seasons under it, and 4,000 hours. So we're just under 400 hours a year average use, which is a good number of hours to put on a tractor in a year. We can justify owning it, but it's not excessive to the point where you know, we need something bigger or multiples to get everything done. So yeah, 4,000 hours, every one of them on our farm. Another rock. So we put these oh no, it's not a rock, that's a log. That's why we're doing this field in the daylight. So we put these scraper bars in the center here. They just didn't come with them initially. It was an add-on kit that we put on there. And they do a good job, because before we had those, these baskets would pack solid with mud. Well, they don't do that anymore because the scraper keeps that out. The problem is exactly what you just saw, is it catches, you get rocks stuck in there and then they stop turning and you end up getting out 5 times a day, which isn't real fun either. It'll be okay. Oh, we got another one. Just about done though. I got one more round to make on these ends, and we got this little field done. Go start in on the last one. What do we got? Right there. Just a little itty bitty one. Oh, I set this up there the other day, yesterday, because I was in the middle of the field. We'll throw that in the trees too. There. Last one here. Let's get it done. So we got, yeah, it's different over there because that's where we cleaned out the ditch. Dad leveled off the dirt after we get the double crop beans out. Then we got double crop bean stubble, and on the far side of it over there, we've got some just straight wheat stubble that never actually had double crop beans in it. There's just a couple acres of that. That actually got some hog manure knifed in. Yeah. Finish this one up. There's 65 acres here. It's just before 4 o'clock. I'm getting ready to start a live stream. Let's see, 65 acres. Should take me 5 hours. Be done around 9 o'clock. Something like that, I would assume. 4:45, yeah, maybe 5.5 hours by the time we're done with it. Sometime between 9 and 10. So it's gonna be a little earlier than last night, but not a lot. That's all right. All right, well, let's do this. Well, it's dark now. Did my live stream. It was a good one today. Thanks for everybody that joined in. A little bit of an update on tractor situation. We finally got our exhaust filter code to come up. I was doing really good and thought we were going to make it all day. I was going to disable the filter cleaning so that it would be needing a regen when we were done, so that the tech would be able to see it needing a regen. But it came up and told me that it was getting plugged and that I better enable automatic filter cleanings, or I was going to plug up the filter and the tractor wasn't going to run anymore. And at that point, I figured I had 4 hours left to run and thought that's going to be too much. We aren't going to make it. So I enabled it. So we are doing a filter regen right now, an active regen. It has derated us to, I think, 80% engine power, but we're still able to run. Once it completes that and it is done, we'll restart the tractor, get rid of our code, and we'll be able to finish. We'll have 3.5 hours of ripping left to do, plus we got to drive home. It's probably not going to be calling for a regen at that point. We'll have to see what the tech wants to do, but it was more important to finish this tonight than to make sure that it was needing a filter regen when we got done. So, bummer. It is what it is. It's fine. We're still going to cover 140 acres today and get a lot done. It will be okay. Now, Michigan State game starts soon. We're going to watch it. So I'll check in with you as we keep moving across here, but after the game probably. Well, it's halftime of the game. Good game so far, but about 40 acres in of the 65, so we're well over half into this one. 2/3 almost. Yeah. We're back to full power mode, so just gonna keep going right across here. It is 7 o'clock now. I would guess we got close to 2 hours left. Be around 9 o'clock. 9 to 9:30 probably. Well, my Sparties couldn't pull off the win today. They got close a couple of times, but made too many mistakes. Oh well. We'll see how tomorrow goes in the 3rd place game for their little tournament they're in. But anyway, we are down to the wedge here. Just about done with this field. 57 acres into it. That's what we got left. It's just that sliver over here. You'll notice we got taller wheat stubble here. Got a few more green in it. This did not get planted to double crop beans. Basically, I ran out of seed somewhere right in here, and there was like 2 rounds that didn't get planted, 3 rounds, whatever it is, because I didn't have enough beans down here. So the green you see is volunteer wheat. There really is very low weed pressure. That's the herbicide that we use on our wheat. Does a good job. Kept the mare's tail out. Kept all the weeds out. You may also be able to see there's some strips in here, kind of. The neighbor put some hog manure on this strip because they needed somewhere to finish emptying their tanks out. And They saw we had this strip of wheat stubble that didn't have beans in it and asked if they could do that, and I said sure, go for it. So we got a little test strip over here, I guess you can say. Tractor's running good again. We've burned almost another whole tank of fuel today, but we've covered a lot of ground again, so it is what it is. We're going to empty the fuel trailer before we leave and take that back with us tonight, and yeah, we'll be done with that. So when I just turned around, I noticed that we're creating a little trench here. What is going on? Well, maybe it's out now. This pass over here, something was dragging. You can see there's a little bit of a trench there. You can see it down there. So I thought I would see what was going on out here, but I don't see anything. Of course, I can't really see anything. There's nothing plugged up here in the closing discs. Baskets were turning. I guess we're okay. Must have been something caught and it fell out when we turned around. Because we haven't talked about enough stuff in this video, I'm sure. That's a joke. I have one more thing I want to address about this tractor and all the comments about the emissions components and stuff. And I've gotten the just deleted comment over and over and over again. And I get it, right? I understand where people are coming from with that. It's not that simple. You can't just remove those components and expect the tractor to not throw codes and to work properly. You have to be able to reprogram the computers to be able to do some of that stuff. It's not quite that simple, which is part of where the whole right to repair stuff comes in, because that's the software that people need access to in order to delete the emissions stuff off. But here's the other thing, right? It is illegal to delete the emissions components off of a diesel engine. It doesn't matter if it's your pickup, a semi-tractor, a field tractor, construction equipment. It is against the law in all 50 states and federally. So, like, I get it. I'm not saying that the law is good, or not that law, but I'm not saying I agree with the emissions standards and the equipment and all the crap that we have to put on our engines today. But those are the rules. And just because you don't like the rules doesn't mean you don't have to follow them. Right? It is illegal. They can fine you. I'm not saying they will. Apparently people have done it and do it and get away with it. That's fine. If you do it and you're okay with that, fine. But I have the moral high ground here because it is illegal and I'm not going to do it. I don't like it. I don't like that we have all of this stuff on there. I don't like that it causes me problems for no reason. It makes the engines burn less efficient. I don't think that the rules and the emission standards have the effect that the people who put them in place intended them to. I think it creates all kinds of problems and more pollution and stuff with the manufacturing processes and everything else that comes with it. But they are the rules, and you can't just ignore the laws that you don't agree with. That's the way it is. So I'm not going to do that. We're not going to delete it. It's not an option for us. All right, last pass here. This is back on the side of the field we started on. I left this pass going back towards the lane there because, well, I knew I had to get down there to get to the truck where we parked and everything, so I figured I would get it at the end, and we have made it to the end. What a deal. Tractor ran good today. Tractor ran really good today. I'm happy with it. All is good. So we're gonna put some fuel in here when we get down there and then head for home. It's 9:10. I've got these times figured out pretty well, I guess. So yeah, covered about 135, 137, 140 acres today, something like that. We had about 285 between the 2 days. And I did 145 yesterday, so I guess that's about 140 today. Those are good days. We got a lot done. Tool did a great job. Our 2730 is an awesome ripper. Works really good. Oh, tillage is done. This is basically the end of the field work for the year. We're still got that tile project going on. We'll have to figure out what we're going to do with that field, but like I said, I think that one's going to wait until we're done. So the disking is done. The ripping is done, and time to get everything cleaned up and put away. It looks cold out there. That appears to be frost on my fuel trailer. Guess I better put the coat on. I got it stuffed down there. Check out this sweet fuel trailer. Man, this thing is awesome. Got our light tower so we can see. Lights inside the cabinet. That's pretty sweet. Actually, we've got to get this back because my fuel trailer dealer guy might be coming to pick it up tomorrow. They have an update to the DEF system in there that they would like to do, and so he's going to take it back to his shop to work on it. It requires taking this front cabinet off. Apparently, this system that's in here, the pump and the tank and stuff, is a third party that they just put in there. It's a Enduraplast or something, I think. And Boss has developed their own system that is custom fit to the space. And we've had some issues with this pump blowing fuses in there off the battery. Apparently we're not the only ones, because that's why they're replacing it, because they want to get rid of these pumps that are causing problems. So they're going to hook us up. We do have a little bit of DEF down in there yet, so we better pump that out tomorrow. We aren't going to worry about it now because we don't have anywhere to put it, because this tractor doesn't burn DEF. So anyway, it's been a really good deal having this fuel trailer, and this is a really nice one. But like I said this morning, I think we put 17,500 gallons through it. That's a lot in 2 years. All right, we put 160 gallons of fuel in here. We're just gonna pull this out of the field, put it on the lane there. We're gonna leave the tractor here tonight because, well, I don't really have a whole lot of other choice. My truck is here and the tractor is here. I don't know if we'll be back here tomorrow or not, but we'll be back at some point and either take this back to Waldron or take it at least over to the farm there so it's not sitting in the field. But it'll be fine here for now. All right, guys, it's 9:30. I'm heading for home. Thanks for watching today. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. I will probably see you tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving tomorrow. Yeah. Like I said earlier, well, no, I guess that was in the live stream. I don't know what's going on tomorrow. We got lots of things that may or may not be happening. I'll probably make a video. It's possible that I don't, but plan on it. So have a great night. We'll see you later.